A very good evening to all our distinguished guests. We warmly welcome you to show one of the grade 11-12 Performance Poetry Night. A poem is a contribution to reality. The world is never the same once a poem has been added to it. A poem helps change the shape of the universe. It helps to extend everyone's knowledge of themselves and the world around them. Before we begin, we request you all to switch off your mobile phones or keep them on vibrating mode.
Shriti Jaha's Invisible Woman is a powerful spoken word poem about how women are often overlooked and ignored in society. Through her emotional performance of this piece, Kanthi Dobaria highlights the struggles and strengths of women whose voices are silenced. This poem calls for recognition and change, urging listeners to see and value the contribution and lives of women everywhere.
Step 1. Hide the dark circles. Color corrector, tap it with some concealer, shea powder, dab, blend, and whoosh. Invisible. Invisible is kind of comfortable. See, I've been practicing invisibility since childhood. I was naughty, but not naughty enough to get caught. But the first time I was forced into visibility was when a guy wrote my name on the blackboard. I was so mad at him, I wanted to yell at him and tell him that I wasn't okay with it. But somehow it was assumed that I must have done something or said something for my name to have appeared on the blackboard. So I shut up and stayed quiet. The story died down. It was simple math. Silence is equal to safety. So, in silence, I blend into the background and whoosh, invisible. You see, school uniforms are the blessings for us invisibles. It's so easy to just dab, blend, and whoosh, invisibles. So, I decided to become an actor. I'll become an actor because it's an ultimate disguise. When you're an actor, you don't have to be you, you're the character, hidden. Even in the spotlight, whoosh, invisible. But the thing with such practiced invisibility is that it becomes an habit and it seeps in without any effort or warning. The other day, I had gone out to buy lights for my house with my brother. The shopkeeper looked at him. He looked at him and said, "Aaj aapka credit card khali karwa dunga, sir." Me? Whoosh, invisible.
The
funny thing is, I understood it because when the visitors would come home, the first round of chai nashta was taken to the uncles. The aunties, whoosh, invisible. Visible again when the plates have to be cleared. You see, female invisibility is sanctioned and celebrated, censor board approved and critically appreciated. It's just so easy to latch on almost safe. So, that day, in silence, all I could do was buy more lights than needed, swipe the card when it could have been tabbed, and even asked for the customer copy. Feminism ruined me. Once I was in London, and after looking at my drop location, the cab guy turned around and said, "Your dad must be a rich guy." I tipped him well. And I said my dad raised a rich girl. And slammed the door shut on my way out, only to realize that I had forgotten my phone back in the car. So I turned around to take my phone back with tears in my eyes. Not because I had forgotten my phone, but because I said dad and not parents. My mom, whoosh, invisible. When you ask my mom what she likes to eat, she has no answer because since childhood, all she cared about was her siblings and her parents. And after getting married, us and dad, she never really knew what she likes to eat. And it's the same case with me. When I'm with my family or cousins or friends, I never really care about my choices.
Mirror, mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Am I like my mother after all? Is invisibility genetic? But she sees me, you know. She sees me, she hears me when I make no sound. When I'm angry, she knows. When I'm sad, she knows. When I'm dating, she knows. When I'm dating but I'm hiding, she knows. The woman knows. That is why I believe that invisible people can see other invisible people. When I'm with her, I feel seen and not visible. You know what I mean? She grants me मेरी वाली visibility. So, oh, the joy of being seen the way I want to be seen. So, let's raise a toast to all the women who indulge in invisibility. I'm in the spotlight, but it's you that I see. I stand here with you in solidarity to tell you that you're safe, even when you're not hiding. That you're beautiful, even when you're not smiling. Because I can see the beauty in your rage, in your eyes, in your personality. Oh, I can see the glorious mountains of your self-worth. So, that's been my time. I have to sign out. I am superhero Kanthi, and my superpower is whoosh, invisibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanti. Pretty by Katie Mackay expresses the societal pressures and beauty standards imposed particularly on women and young girls. The poem critiques the idea that pretty is the most important attribute a woman can have and argues that beauty should not define self-worth. It promotes self-acceptance and rejection of superficial ideals of society. We call upon Krina Joshi to perform this piece.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, "What will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be pretty? Will I be pretty?" What comes next? All right, will I be rich? Which is almost pretty depending from where you shop, and the pretty question infects from conception, passing blooded breath into cells. The words hangs from my mother's heart in a shrill, fluorescent floodlight of worry. Will I be wanted? Worthy? Pretty? But puberty left me this funhouse, mirror-dried, teeth set at science fiction angles, crooked nose, face donkey long and pock-marked with the hormones when finger painting. My poor mother. How could this happen to you? You will have porcelain skin as soon as we can see a dermatologist. You sucked your thumb, that's why your teeth look like that. You were hit in the face with a frisbee when you were 6, otherwise your nose would have been just fine. Don't worry, we'll get it fixed, she would say, grasping my face, twisting it this way and that, as if it were a cabbage she might buy. But this is not about her. Not her fault. She too was raised to believe the greatest asset she could bestow upon her awkward little girl was a marketable facade. By 16, I was pickled with ointments, medications, peroxides, teeth coiled into steel prongs, lying in a hospital bed, face packed with gauze, cushioning the brand new nose the surgeon had just carved. Belly gogged on 2 pints of my own blood I had swallowed at anesthesia, and every convulsive twist of my gut like my body screaming at me from the inside out. What did you let them do to you? All the while, this never-ending chorus droning on and on like the IV needle, dripping liquid beauty into my blood. Will I be pretty? Will I be pretty? Like my mother unwrapping the gift wrap to reveal the bouquet of a daughter $10,000 bought her. Pretty? Pretty. And now I have not seen my own face for 10 years. I have not seen my own face for 10 years, but this is not about me. This is about the self-mutilating circus we have painted us as clowns in, about women who prowl 30 stores in 6 malls to find the right cocktail dress, but have no clue where to find fulfillment or how to wear joy, wandering through life shackled to a shopping bag beneath those 2 pretty syllables, about man wailing on bar stools and drearily practicing attraction, and everyone who will drift home tonight crestfallen because not enough strangers found you suitably attractive. This is about my own someday daughter. When you approach me, already stung-stayed with insecurities, begging, "Mom, will I be pretty? Will I be pretty?" I will wipe that question from your mouth like cheap lipstick and answer, "No, the word pretty is unworthy of everything you will be, and no child of mine will be contained in those 6 letters. You will be pretty amazing, pretty creative, pretty intelligent, but you will never be merely pretty."
Thank you, Krina. In a world where the phrase "man up" reverberates like a war cry, our next performance aims to dismantle the rigid stereotypes surrounding masculinity. With sharp wit and raw emotion, it confronts the expectations that bind men, urging us to reconsider what it truly means to be strong. Let us hear Prem Tilara and Parshva Parekh explore 10 powerful responses by Kyle Guante Tran Mahil that challenge the old-fashioned notion of strength and bring out the modern need for vulnerability.
10 responses to the phrase "man up." 1. Damn you. 2.
If you want to question my masculinity, like a schoolyard circle of curses, like a sword fight with lightsaber erections, then save your breath. Because, contrary to what you may believe, not every problem can be solved by growing a pair. You cannot arm wrestle your way out of clinical depression. The CEO of the company that just laid you off does not care how much you bench. And I promise that there is no light beer in the universe full-bodied enough to make you love yourself. 3.
Man up. Oh, that's that new superhero, right? Mild-mannered supplement salesman. Mark Manstrong says the magic words "man up" and then transforms into the 5 o'clock shadow, the massively muscled, deep-voiced, leather duster-wearing Superman who defends the world from, I don't know, feelings? 4.
Of course, why fight to remove our chains when we can simply compare their lens? Why step outside the box when the box has this badass flame decals on it? We men are like cigarettes, dangerous, poisonous and stupid. 5.
You ever notice how nobody ever says, woman up? They just imply it. Because women and the women's movements figured it out a long time ago that being directly, explicitly ordered around by commercials, music, and magazines is dehumanizing. When will men figure that out? 6.
The phrase man up suggests that competence and perseverance are uniquely masculine traits. That women, not to mention any man who doesn't eat steak and drive like a big pickup truck, are nothing else except background characters, comic relief or props. More than anything, though, it suggests that to be yourself, whether it's wearing skinny little jeans, rock a little eyeliner, drink some other brand of light beer, or even write poetry, will cost you. 7.
How many boys will have to kill themselves before this country acknowledges the problem? How many women have to be assaulted? How many trans people have to be murdered? Yes, we teach boys how to wear the skin of a man, but we also teach them how to raise that skin like a flag and draw blood for it. 8.
Boy babies get blue socks. Girl babies get pink socks. But what about purple? What about green? What about orange? What about chartreuse, cerulean, buffalo plate, tie-dyed, black and rainbow? 9.
I want to be free to express myself.
Man up.
I want to have meaningful, emotional relationships with my brothers.
Man up.
I want to be weak sometimes.
Man up.
I want to be strong in a way that isn't about physical power or dominance.
Man up.
I want to talk to my son about things other than sports.
Man up.
I want to be who I am.
Man up.
10.
No.
Thank you, Prem and Parshva. An elder daughter carries the wisdom of experience, the strength of leadership, and the love that nurtures a family. And yet, very often, she feels constricted by these very traits. Knock Knock is a self-written piece that explores the relationship of an elder daughter with the people around her and her own self. This performance by Pia Patel will take you on a journey of self-discovery and reclamation.
Knock, knock. Who's there? The daughter, the one who supposedly grew up too fast. My kindergarten teacher smiles and announces, "She's way more mature than the other kids her age." I hear it all the time. They never had to worry about me, right? The gifted and talented was plastered and pinned onto my uniform like a badge. Chin up, kiddo. They'd kill to see you fall. Knock, knock. Who's there? My 12th grade teacher. She calls me a genius. And I feel thrilled because finally, someone who doesn't immediately wait for the next achievement. Someone who doesn't threaten disownment over failure. But hey, I met my kindergarten teacher after 10 years, and I'm still her genius. But I don't take it as a compliment anymore. It feels like a curse. I remember, I wish I didn't. I spent my childhood decorated in choking ribbons and leaded trophies, and now, these don't feel pretty. I just feel used. Anytime up to the age of 17, I have never let myself make any mistake. Because how could I? I had to hold it all together while everyone broke down. Knock, knock. Who's there? I don't remember. I have started to lose myself. The person I was is buried underneath layers of duties and obligations. I am just an idea, a concept, a role, the elder daughter. The one who must be perfect. But perfectionism is a prison and the walls are closing in. I don't remember my childhood. I grew up too quickly. I crave taking on the emotional burdens of others. Give it to me. All your pain, all your sufferings. I can handle it.
You don't have to. I am strong enough. You don't have to be. Knock, knock. Who's there? They say, with great power comes great responsibility. But what they don't tell you is that I never asked for this power. Knock, knock. Who's there? I don't know who. Who am I if I cannot fix problems, if I cannot provide solutions? Why am I worthy keeping around? This thought takes over my life like a disease and infestation. I'm the elder daughter in every relationship, in my friendships, in my romantic relationships. Do I even love them if I don't take all their pain for myself? Do I even love them if I let them carry their own weight by themselves? Do you hear me knocking? It's the sound of frustration, the pounding in my chest every time I'm expected to put on a brave face while my world crumbles. Knock, knock. Who's there? They aren't asking anymore. They keep knocking at my door, demanding, expecting, taking. Knock, knock. Help your siblings with their homework. Knock, knock. Be the role model. Knock, knock. You should know better. Knock, knock. You can't fail. Knock, knock. Every smile from a teacher or a parent, a subtle warning. Don't disappoint us. Knock, knock. It's like I'm stuck in this endless loops of demand and I'm just expected to smile and nod, and I did. I sacrificed. I did everything right. But what do I get in return? Praise? Recognition? Oh, how naive. I get more expectations, more eyes watching, more whispers behind closed doors. She'll do it. She has to. It's like being in a play, where you are expected to perform a role without ever having read the script. Each day is an improv, but there's no applause at the end. Knock, knock, it's rage, it's anger, it's the burning desire to scream that I'm more than just this title, this role. I'm more than the family's anchor, the chosen one, the sacrificial lamb. It's my own dreams and aspirations, suffocated under the weight of expectations that were never mine to carry. I've spent so long putting everyone else first that I've forgotten what it means to put myself first. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. What if I stopped answering? What if I ignored these knocks? Or knocked back, harder, louder? What if I shattered their expectations with a single earth-shattering bang? Knock, knock. Who's there? Not the obedient daughter, not the sacrificial lamb. No, it's someone else now. Someone who doesn't care for their baseless demands or impossible standards. I see their faces, shocked, horrified. They wanted an angel, and I became a storm. I let chaos wrap me in its embrace, engulf me. I became the scream in the silence, the darkness they didn't see coming. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's me, the real me, the one who won't be silenced by the weight of their expectations, the one who refuses to be a doormat, a ghost, or a shadow of who I'm meant to be. It's just me. And now, where's my applause?
Thank you, Pia. In a world full of expectations, a young person's voice fights to be heard. This piece explores the struggles of growing up, balancing the need for approval with the weight of stress and anxiety, the challenge of trying to succeed while hiding one's true feelings. It's a reminder that even the strongest people have hidden struggles. Ultimately, it highlights the importance of being yourself and seeking support. We invite Krisha Bhatt on stage to present the piece, I'm Just a Kid by Yuli.
You are a disgrace. What are you doing in your life, stupid? What's wrong with you? Look at your grades, idiot. An 87 isn't gonna cut it. Why are you being so difficult, loser? You don't even have friends.
I'm just a kid. I am just a kid trying to survive in the world, trying not to cry every night, being stressed out while my parents say it's nothing and that I should stop being so dramatic. Everyone says that a kid shouldn't be stressed. And why? Is it just because I'm a kid? You tell me that a test score doesn't define me. And as soon as I get a bad grade, you tell me to start focusing more on school, to study more, and ask the teachers for help. You tell me that I should have gotten the highest grade and that I'm irresponsible for not studying for that test. But I'm just a kid, trying to learn and survive at the same time. While everyone at school is skipping, smoking, drinking, going to parties, staying up late, I am at home or school, trying my best to make you feel proud of me. And over here, you're telling me that I am a disgrace for getting that grade. But I'm trying to be the best kid, to have the highest scores all the time, to have all A's in my report card, for you to tell me that I'm a disgrace and that I should do better. But I'm just a kid, carrying a lot of stress and not being able to tell my parents, to not be another burden to them. Sometimes it feels like I'm carrying a backpack full of stress, anxiety, and depression. But how am I supposed to tell my parents while I'm supposed to be the perfect child, the happiest, just because I'm the oldest? I'm the one supposed to set the example for my younger siblings. But exactly what kind of example am I giving them? The one where keeping your emotions to yourself is better than telling someone? To have a smile on your face while crumbling inside? To try their best in things that might not make them happy, just to make our parents happy. And being scared of failing a class or a test for what our parents might say. And if that's the kind of example I'm giving them, then they should stop having me as their role model. Because I'm just a kid that had to grow up a little too fast, the kind of kid that gets complimented for being too mature for their age, the kid that gets frustrated when their friends do childish things that tells them to mature, because growing up, they had to act like adults. The kid that's always there when you need them, the kid that's always happy and sees the positive in the worst situations, the kid that gives the best life advice, because growing up, they never had someone to give them advice, to guide them, and to help them with their problems. I'm just a kid suffering to cruel reality. The kid that sits alone in the very back. The quiet kid that never gets into any trouble. The kid that overworks herself to justify all the unhealed trauma she's been through. The kid that left everything behind for a better life. The kid that left everything behind for a better life. But was it really worth it?
Thank you, Grisha. Alice in Anxiety Land by Saini Raj beautifully captures the complexities of anxiety, particularly in social situations, while blending humor and introspection. Through vivid imagery and heartfelt reflections, it explores the challenges we face and highlights the importance of empathy and support. We invite Priyanshi Tanna to recite the poem.
amidst a pile of junk scattered in my brain, I wait patiently for the arrival of the thought train. It's running late, it's 12 past noon. I have a group of people in front of me. It better come soon. You see, parties are especially taxing, cause just being there is not enough. You have to dance and smile and scream to loud music on topics ranging from politics, science and all that stuff. It specifically makes me nervous when a GK question is thrown my way. Wait, is the India Gate in Delhi? Or is the one in Mumbai Gateway? I stutter, I mutter, I trip and I splutter. This clutter in my head refuses to clean up. I'm sure they think I'm an introvert, or an extrovert, or an extroverted introvert, or an extra intro. Wait, what? I dive into my phone and pretend to make a call. Everyone is noticing me. I wasn't prepared for this at all. My palms began to perspire. I hate parties. I must hide, cause hiding is my only desire.
Whoa, that was a bit too much. Calm down. Only you think you are the talk of the town.
You see, that's the curse of being an anxious person. You are up and down and spiraling for no particular reason. There are 10 people on this shoulder, another 10 on this one, telling you everything is going to go wrong. And all you are left with is your life's dreadful theme song. You're going to die alone. You are lonely AF. You're broke, you're shook, you're a horrible crook. You're going to die alone. You're away from home, from mom, and you through and through, you crying you going to get fat. Anxiety, a mental health disorder sending constant signals of fear down your spine. Hey, remember that day when you created a scene after drinking way too much red wine? Well, I do. So why don't you think about it endlessly and feel the unnecessary pain? Here, I will send some overthinking waves to your brain. Hey, what if this giant light falls on your head and you bleed out but you're still not dead? What if your zip loosens up and you have a malfunction? Well, that would be one way to get some attention. What if you're talking to your crush and you accidentally spit on his face? And you run and run and run and run but never win the race. Age 7, you tried to hold him far but couldn't. Age 9, you told on your best friend when you shouldn't. Age 14, someone called you obese. Age 18, you opted for kurtis over tees. Age 20, you hate yourself more than ever. Age 26, if he's gone now, he'll be gone forever.
Hey, are you okay?
No, for you it's just another day, cause you're not compelled to think. Sleep hasn't left your eyes without a wink. Fright, nausea, irritability aren't your best friends. Hashtag panic attacks have stopped being just trend. This thing is real in the head, hugging one warmly until one goes to bed. But all you care about is to mock me.
Wait, what exactly is separation anxiety?
High levels of anxiety after separation from a person or a place that gives you a sense of safety or security.
I think I might have that.
Really?
Maybe. Do you think it gets better?
Maybe. With time, patience, and therapy. Talking to your friend who is ready to listen to your rants and your sudden bouts with no judgments and zero doubts.
with deep breaths and in some cases medicines, with kind words and kinder intentions, one can overcome anxiety. For you see, we're all made differently, with different genes and hereditary, with varied dreams and complex visions. We all cannot be the same person. So little empathy could go a long way. I think the one in Mumbai is Gateway.
You're going to be fine. It's just a matter of time. You're through and through, you cry on cue. I forgot the lines.
You're going to be fine.
It's just a matter of time. You're sweet and kind with a beautiful mind. You'll find what is yours.
You're
You're
going
going
to
to be fine. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
Thank you, Priyanshi. Imagine a teenager in love, navigating the wild terrain of high school hallways, armed with a smartphone and an awkward mix of hope and angst. One moment, it's all heart emojis and sweet texts. The next, it's drama over a missed DM. Tonight, we are diving into a force that shapes our lives and ignites our passions: love. Lavanya and Forum's poem titled When Love Arrives, originally composed and performed by Sarah Kay and Phil Kay, takes a dive into the whirlpool of romance.
I knew exactly what love looked like in 7th grade. Even though I hadn't met love yet, if love wandered into my homeroom, I would have recognized love at the first glance. Love wore a hemp necklace.
I would have recognized love at the first glance. Love wore a tight French braid.
Love played acoustic guitar and knew all of my favorite Beatles songs.
Love wasn't afraid to ride a bus with me.
And I knew. I just must be checking the wrong classrooms.
Just must be searching the wrong hallways. He was there, I was sure of it.
If only I could find him. But when love finally showed up,
he had a bowl cut.
He wore the same clothes every day for a week.
Love hated the bus.
Love didn't know anything about the Beatles. Instead,
every time I tried to kiss love,
our teeth got in the way. Love became the reason I lied to my parents.
I'm going to Bella's house.
Love had terrible rhythm on the dance floor, but made sure we never missed a slow song.
Love always waited by the telephone because he knew if his father picked up, it would be...
Hello. Hello.
Oh shit.
I guess they hung up.
And love grew.
Love stretched like a trampoline.
Love changed.
Love disappeared, slowly like baby teeth losing parts of me I thought I needed.
Love vanished like an amateur magician. Everyone could see the trapdoor but me.
Like a flat tire, there were other places I had planned on going, but my plans didn't matter. Love stayed away for years, and when love finally reappeared, I barely recognized them.
Love smelled different now, had darker eyes,
a broader back. Love came with freckles I didn't recognize,
new birthmarks,
a manlier voice. Now there were new sleeping patterns,
new favorite books.
Love had songs that reminded him of someone else.
Songs love did not like to listen to,
and so did I.
But We found a park bench that fits us perfectly.
We found jokes that make us laugh.
And now, love bakes me fresh, homemade chocolate chip cookies.
But love will probably finish most of them for a midnight snack.
Love knows exactly where he's going. It just might take him a little 2 hours longer than he planned.
Love is messier now.
But not as simple.
Love cusses in front of my parents.
Love chews too loudly.
Love leaves the cap off the toothpaste.
Love uses smiley face in his text messages.
And turns out, love shits. But love also cries and will tell you you're beautiful.
And mean it.
Over and over again.
You're beautiful.
When you just wake up.
You're beautiful.
When you've just been crying.
You're beautiful.
When you don't want to hear it.
You are beautiful.
When you don't believe it.
You are beautiful.
When nobody else will tell you.
You're beautiful.
Love still thinks you are beautiful.
But love is not perfect and might as well forget.
When you need to hear it most.
You are beautiful.
Do not forget this.
Love is not who you expected. Love is not what you predicted.
Maybe love is in New York City already asleep. You are in India, Australia, California, wide awake. Maybe love is always in the wrong time zone.
Maybe love is not ready for you. Maybe you are not ready for love.
Maybe love stays.
Maybe love can't.
Maybe love shouldn't.
Love arrives exactly
when love should.
And love leaves exactly
when it must. When love arrives, say,
welcome, make yourself comfortable. And when love leaves, ask him to leave the door open behind him.
Turn off the music and listen to the quiet
whisper.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Forum and Lavanya. In a world filled with expectations and uncertainties, we often find ourselves navigating the intricate dance of identity and emotion. Fragments of Me is a self-written piece describing the search for belonging through the eyes of a dreamer, as she explores the complexities of being human. We invite Jia Joshi to perform the poem.
I was born on February 17th. That makes me an Aquarius. I really don't know what that means. I have been told that I do not look Indian. Rather, Chinese, Japanese, or Korean. Honestly, I've heard that too many times. I've adapted to it. I'm still learning how to whisper. I'm often loud in places where I should be quiet. And I'm often quiet in places where I should be loud. I was born head first and I've been on the clouds ever since. I've been told that I dream too much, that I'm trying to escape. It is because I am. Secretly, I get nervous every time someone gets close enough to hear me. Breathe. I know this sounds crazy, but it's easier than it seems. And to be honest, I think it's safer that way. See, relationships remind me that I'm not afraid of heights or falling, but I'm scared of what's gonna happen the moment my body hits the ground. I'm clumsy. Yesterday I tripped over my self-esteem. I landed on my pride and shattered. Shattered like a broken glass. I know this sounds weird, but sometimes I wonder, what do my pillows think when I'm not around? Which part of me does the lady in the mirror hate the most? Why is every song relatable? Where does the moon gossip to the stars about my secrets? Who is judging me right now when I'm sharing this with you all? How am I going to show that I don't care when in reality I do. I've neither climbed the summit nor been in a maze, but I still manage to find myself on edge every single day, finding myself getting lost in the web of my thoughts. But I mastered the art of falling and getting back up, turning each stumble into a lesson learned, turning confusion into a path of clarity. Each step a discovery, each pause a reflection. Hi, my name is Chia. I enjoy spicy noodles, doing things that other people are scared to do because I've got nothing to lose. I have solar power, confidence, a battery operated smile. My hobbies include hiding behind metaphors I hear, quotes or poems that I write, and trying to convince my shadow that I'm someone worth following. I don't know much, but I do know this. I know heaven is full of music. I know God listens to my heartbeat every single second. So, I'll keep the beat until the echoes become a hymn.
Thank you, Jia. In a world where women's autonomy is frequently compromised by societal expectations, we invite Dhwani, Khushi, Parita, and Sakshi to recite the poem Feminine Rage, which was performed at the 4th round of Brave New Voices 2013 by the Washington, D.C. team. Set against the backdrop of Halloween, this powerful piece encourages women to reclaim their voices and assert their rights. Over to you, students.
Every year for Halloween, I wanted to be a
Daisy, honeybee,
gummy bear.
pixie.
But when you get older, the costumes tend to get smaller, finessing curves into eye candy instead of a masterpiece.
Every beauty turned into apple pie cutie.
So this year, I decided to be a
Nurse, Wonder Woman,
police officer.
Fairy godmother.
But when I went to buy the costume, I was like, where is the rest of it?
Is B for books or bosom?
Was the nurse there for monitoring temperatures or influencing them?
Oh, hell no. Heels? Halloween has become a different type of freak show. And all that I don't fit prettily into polyester and spandex, I'd much rather be
Medusa,
Sass Queen,
Godzilla,
Vampire.
a zombie with no conscience. Everybody knows I'm a goddamn monster. Help. He's trying to squeeze the fantasy out of us.
turn our feminine fatal.
So this year, I think I'll be a monster.
Let me be a mummy. Empty all your organs so they would never fail me. Only my heart would remain the center of intelligence and emotion.
But I never need to feel another pair of greedy eyes on me.
A monster? I'd much rather be a vampire. My reflection disappears every time I stand in front of a mirror, so I wouldn't have to worry about my flaws staring directly back at me.
I'll suck every woman's stereotype out of your throat. I've heard that some of the most beautiful women are the craziest ones. On a bad day, I'm a human. On a full moon, werewolf that exists. When lunatics ticking,
Tick,
tick,
Tick.
tick, till the time comes when I'm finally comfortable in my own skin. Monster. Let me be your worst nightmare for one night.
I'll clip my own wings and I'll play boogeymans. I know that you're afraid of women who can do bad.
No, evil.
All by herself. But nowadays, a boogeyman is a lot less frightening than a strong woman. Monster.
No matter what garments we wrap ourselves in.
A woman's status as trick, treat, or geek is not up for discussion. A woman dressing, acting, and being herself should be
Her choice.
If a woman wants to wear a skimpy outfit, then let it be
Her choice.
If a woman wants to cover it up, then let it be
Her choice. If I want to be a goddamn monster, then let it be my choice. Is B for books or bosom?
Both.
Was the nurse there for monitoring temperature or influencing them?
Maybe both.
But who cares? I'd much rather be a woman, and if it means I must be a monster, then happy Halloween.
Thank you, Dhwani, Khushi, Parita, and Sakshi. Dishti Upadhyay is going to perform a piece from BoJack Horseman, an animated series. This monologue delves into the life of BoJack, a former star grappling with his troubled past and his complicated relationship with his mother. In his monologue from the episode Free Churro, he reflects on their strained connection during her funeral. The monologue captures his pain, eloquently expressed through wry humor as he seeks closure. Over to you, Dishti.
So, I stopped at a Jack in the Box on my way here, and the girl behind the counter said, "Hiya, are you having an awesome day?" Which is pretty shitty because it puts the onus on me to disagree with her. Like if I'm not having an awesome day, suddenly I am the negative one. Usually, when people ask how I'm doing, the real answer is I'm doing shitty. But I can't say I'm doing shitty because most of the times I don't even have a reason to be doing shitty. So if I say I'm doing shitty, then they go, "Why? What's wrong?" And I have to be like, I don't know, all of it. So instead, when they say how I'm doing, I just say I am doing so great. But today, when this girl at the Jack in the Box asked if I was having an awesome day, I thought to myself, well, today I'm actually allowed to feel shitty. I have have a good enough reason to do so. So I said to her, well, my mom died. And she immediately burst into tears. So now I have to comfort her, which is annoying. Meanwhile, there's this long line of people forming behind me who are all giving me these real judgy looks because I made the Jack in the Box girl cry. And she's bawling and sobbing and saying, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. And I've kind of got somewhere to be, and I would like to order a double Jack meal, so maybe more with the frying and less with the crying, huh? Anyways, that's not part of the... Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Here I am, BoJack Horseman, doing this eulogy. Hey, piano man, can I get like an organ flourish? Nicely done. You know, I was worried I wouldn't have the right accompaniment today. But I guess it's a good thing my mom was an organ donor. What happened to the organ? Okay, why just leave the comedy to the professionals, okay? Sir, this is a funeral for my mother. Can you show a little respect? I'll take it. My dad died 10 years ago. Him and a critique of his book, which, by the way, he spent his entire life writing, were called for an interview. They met at Golden Gate Park and agreed 10 paces forwards and then shoot. But in the middle of the 10 paces, my dad turned to ask the guy if he'd actually read the book and what he actually thought about it, but not seeing where he was going, he tripped over an exposed root and bashed his head on a rock. I wish I'd known to go to a Jack in the Box then. Maybe I would have gotten a free churro. It would have been nice to have something for being the son of Butterscotch Horseman. My darling mother gave the eulogy. My entire life, I never heard her say a good thing to or about my father. But at his funeral, she said, my husband is dead, and everything is worse now. My husband is dead, and everything is worse now. I don't know why she said that. My mom would hate it if she knew that I spent so much time at her funeral talking about a free churro. Or maybe she'd think it was funny that her idiot son couldn't even do this right. Who knows? She left me no instructions for what she wanted me to say. All I know is that she wanted an open casket and her idiot son couldn't even do that right. Now I'm not going to stand up here and pretend like I ever understood how to please that woman, even though so much of my life has been wasted in vain attempts to try to figure it out. But I keep going back to that moment in the ICU when she looked at me and I see you. I see you. Jesus Christ, we were in the intensive care unit. She was just reading a sign. You know the shittiest part about all this is that when that woman behind that counter gave me that free churro, that small act of kindness showed me more compassion than my mother ever did her entire goddamn life. Like, how hard is it to do something nice for a person? That woman at the Jack in the Box didn't even know me. I am your son. All I had was you. You know what it's like? It's like that show, Becker. You know, with the dancing? I watched the entire run of that show hoping it would get better, and it never did. It had all the right pieces, it just couldn't put them together. And when the show got cancelled, I was really bummed out. Not because I liked the show, but because I knew it could be so much better, and now it never would be. That is what losing a parent is like. It's like Becker, because suddenly you realize you'll never have the good relationship that you wanted, and even though you'd hate to admit it, a part of you, a stupid as goddamn part of you, was still holding on to that chance, and you didn't even realize it until that chance went away. My mother is dead and everything is worse now. Because now I know I will never have a mother who looks at me from across a room and says, "Bojack Horseman, I see you." But I guess it's good to know. It's good to know that I am the only one I can depend on. It's good to know that there is nobody looking out for me, that there never was and that there never will be. I know that now, so it's good, so it's good. My mother is dead. Well, no point beating a dead horse around. Beatrice Horseman was born in 1938 and she died in 2018, and I have no idea what she wanted. Unless she wanted what we all do, to be seen.
Thank you, Dusty. Daddy by Sylvia Plath is a piece of confessional poetry published
posthumously. It explores the loss of a parent who was a looming presence and the trauma that resulted from such a loss. The poet dives into her complex relationship with her father and the feelings of anger and resentment that she carried, using the metaphors of the Nazis, the Holocaust, and the vampires. We now call upon Kanan Vasani to render the sorrow, bitterness, and defiance of a daughter who wants to outgrow the overpowering legacy of oppressive male figures in her life and finally be free.
You do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or achoo. Daddy, I've had to kill you. You died before I had time. Marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one grey toe, big as a Frisco seal, and a head in the freakish Atlantic where it pours, being green over blue. In the waters of beautiful Nauset, I used to pray to recover you. Ah, do. In the German tongue, in the Polish town, scraped flat by the roller of wars, wars, wars. But the name of the town is common. My Polak friend says there are a dozen or two, so I could never tell where you put your foot, your root. I never could talk to you. The tongue stuck in my jaw. It stuck in a barbed wire snare. I could hardly speak. I thought every German was you, and the language obscene. An engine chuffing me off like a Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I may as well be a Jew. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer of Vienna are not very pure or true. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck and my tarot pack, I might as well be a bit of a Jew. I've always been scared of you, with your Luftwaffe and your gobbledygoo and your neat mustache and your Aryan eye, bright blue, Penzamin. Oh, you? Not God, but a swastik. So black, no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist. The boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy. In the picture, I have of you. A cleft in your chin instead of your foot. But no less a devil for that. No, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do. But they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue. And then I knew what to do. I made a model of you. A man in black with a Mein Kampf look and a love the rack and the screw. And I said, I do. So, Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephones off at the hook, the voices cannot warm through. If I have killed one man, I have killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year. 7 years if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart. And the villagers never liked you. They're dancing and stomping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, you bastard! I am through.
Thank you, Kanan. In many developing countries, the issue of rape remains tragically overlooked, with victims often dismissed and their experiences marginalized. Andrea Gibson's poignant poem, Blue Blanket, powerfully captures the profound feelings of powerlessness, rage, and grief that survivors endure in the aftermath of assault. We invite Julie Shah to perform this emotional picture of pain.
Still there are days when there is no way, not even a chance that I dare for even a second glance at the reflection of my body in the mirror, and she knows why. Like I know why she only cries when she feels like she's about to lose control. She knows how much control is worth, knows what a woman can lose when her power to moo is taken away by a grip so thick with hate, it could clip the wings of God. Leave the next 8 generations of your blood shaking. And tonight, something inside me is breaking. My heart beating so deep beneath the sheets of her pain, I could give every tear she's crying a year, a name, and a face I would forever erase from her mind if I could. Just like she would if she could. For me or you. But how much closer to free would any of us be if even a few forgot what too many women in this world cannot? And I'm thinking, what the hell would you tell your daughter, your someday daughter, when you have to hold her beautiful face to the beat-up face of this place that hasn't learned the meaning of stop? What would you tell your daughter of the womb raped empty, the eyes swollen shut, that got too frightened to hold food? The thousands upon thousands of bodies used and abused. It was 7 minutes of the worst kind of hell. 7, and she stopped believing in heaven. Distrust became her law, fear her Bible, the only chance of survival. Don't trust any of them. Bolt the doors to your home, iron gate the windows, walk to the car alone, get the key in the lock, please. Please, open. Already she can feel that 5-fingered noose around her neck digging graves into the sacred soil of her flesh. Please, open. Already she is choking on her breath. Already she can hear the broken record of the defense. Answer the question, miss. Why am I on trial for this? Would you talk to your daughter, your sister, your mother like this? I am generations of daughters, sisters, mothers. Our bodies battlefields, war zones beneath the weapons of your brother's hands. Did you know they found landmines in broken women's souls? Black holes in the parts of their hearts that used to sing symphonies of creation, as bright as the light in infinity's halo. She says, I remember the way love used to glow like glitter on my skin before him. Now every touch feels like a sin that could crucify Medusa. Kali, Ocean, Mary, hide me. Bury me in a blue blanket so their God doesn't know I'm a girl. Cut off my curls, I want peace when I'm dead. Her friend knocks at the door. It's been 3 weeks. Don't you think it's time we got out of bed? No, the ceiling fan still feels like it's breath. I think I just need a couple more days of rest, please. Bruises on her knees from praying to forget. She's heard stories of Vietnam vets who could still feel the tingling of their amputated limbs. And she's wondering how many women are walking around this world still feeling the tingling of their amputated wings, wondering, remembering what it was like to fly, to sing. Tonight she's not wondering what she would tell her daughter. She knows what she'd tell her daughter. She'd ask her, what gods do you believe in? I'll build you a temple of mirrors so you can keep believing in them. Pick the brightest star that you've ever wished on, and I'll show you the light in you that made that wish come true. Tonight she's not asking what she's going to tell her daughter. She knows what she'd tell her daughter. She's already been deep beneath the hell, the slaughter. She's already died 1,000 deaths with every unsteady breath, 1,000 graves in every pore of her flesh. And she knows the war's not over. She knows there's bleeding yet to come. She knows she's far from the only woman, a girl, who has trusted this world no more than the hands trust rusted barbed wires. And she was whole before that night. She believed in heaven before that night. And she knows she's not the only one. She knows she won't be the only one. Tonight she's not asking what you're going to tell your daughters. She's asking, what will you teach your sons?
Thank you, Julie. तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. Ups and downs are a part and parcel of relationships, but friendship is the unwavering constant. Our next piece tonight is a heartwarming tale of friendship, which explores the emotions of love, empathy, and forgiveness. We call upon Tamanna Dhameja, who will be accompanied by Hansni Khakkar, Jheel Kanani, and Falak Shah to perform her self-written piece, La Amistad Saga. La means the, Amistad means friendship, and Amiga means friend.
Panting, I ran out of my home. Somebody had just called me, forcing me to roam. My friend was crushed by someone. Catching my breath, I dashed to the hospital, thinking of no one. I reached the hospital in a frenzy. I saw her head plastered. She looked like a flower withered. A storm brew inside me. Will I be able to forget the bitter memory she gave to me? We were friends forever. And then that day came, which will haunt me forever. Actually, it was months before that day, on a broken bridge, our friendship lay. She fought with me and told me I was embarrassing her and that she had found someone else as a best friend for her. I wouldn't have been so broken. I wouldn't have been so broken if that day wasn't my 18th birthday. I got the best gift from her, I thought, as she left, breaking everything that we ever were. I slept without eating. I even forgot that the world was sleeping, for my room was full of weeping. The doctor shook me back to present, making my body stiff. He murmured my name that was called upon by her. Are you sure, good sir? I confirmed before entering, only to see her crying. There on the bed she lay, removing her mask to say, I don't know what I did to deserve you, for people like you are few. I'm sorry we could not spend much time together, for time flies by like a feather. She held my hand close to her heart
and then my tears began their art. I'm sorry, I'll meet you on the other side. And those were the last words she spoke before she left for a heavenly ride. Few days later, I stood near her grave. I tried to be brave, but I just could not. My knees felt weak, my thoughts in a knot. I wept bitterly as I lay on her epitaph. The memories began to laugh, remembering the silhouette from the past, but alas, the time was past. The girl who had once been my partner in crime was gone. The bad memories that came that day were gone. I had a feeling, I don't know, little dove, but I guess it was pity and love. What happened next? My little sister asked. I said I was tasked. I lay on bed, dying of cancer, with my face masked. I waved my sister for the last time. 11:11 was the time. I met my amiga in heaven, a place where there is no raven. I'm sorry is what she told, but nothing mattered to me, for I had her soul to hold. The god stood gaga as the koel sung in her raga, witnessing this beautiful end to our Amistad saga.
Thank you, students. આ અંશ ગુજરાતી ભાષાના સુખ્યાત લેખક શ્રી ધ્રુવ ભટ્ટની નવલકથા નોવેલ અકુપારમાંથી લીધેલ છે. ગીરના ગાઢ જંગલમાં હાહાઈ નામની છોકરી શહેરથી આવેલ પ્રવાસીને મળે છે. દૂર ભૂતિયા વડલે બે સિંહણ બેઠી છે એવું કહી પ્રવાસીને ચેતવણી આપે છે અને કહે છે, હું કહું એમ કરજો. પછી હાહાઈ સિંહ સાથે પ્રેમથી વાત કરી, સમજાવી અને ધ્યાન ભટકાવી પ્રવાસીને ત્યાંથી રસ્તો પાર કરવા મદદ કરે છે. આ પ્રસંગ આજે રૂત પંડ્યા અહીં ગીર લોકબોલીમાં અભિનય રજૂ કરશે. આ રજૂઆત અહીં ગીરના રહેવાસીઓનો પ્રકૃતિ અને પ્રાણીઓ સાથેનો ગાઢ સંબંધ સુંદર રીતે સમજાવે છે.
એ હંધાઈને જય માતાજી. એ ક્યાં આવી તો બધાય? આ બધાને જય માતાજી, ઓ જય માતાજી. એ ભાઈ તમને જય માતાજી. હું તો ક્યાં જોતી હતી, ક્યાં આવશું ક્યાં આવશું. હવે મેં કીધું આવશું પછી કરશું શું. ઘરની હે આ તમે બધા શહેરમાં રહેવા વાળા, મને ખબર તમારું કામ બહુ. હમણાં પરીક્ષાઓ ચાલતી હતી ને હવે વેકેશનનો ટાઈમ આવશે એટલે તમે બધા આવશો ક્યાં? અમાર આટો મારવા આવશો કે નહીં? અમારે ઘરમાં એને ટેસડો આ દાડો અમે ઘરમાં આમ ચિંતા નહીં. હા મેં ફરતા ફરતા હું એક દાડો જાતી હતી ને મેં તમારો જો શેરવાળો જોયો બાપલા. આમ હાલતો હાલતો જાય, ખંભે એક ઠેલકો ને આમ ને હાથે નું કપડા. મેં કીધું આ ક્યાં જઈશ હું તો જોઉં ને મેં કીધું ઊભો રહેશે ત્યાંથી આગળ ન હાલતો. હું મોર થાવશું તું વાહે રે. તો મને કહેશે હે? મેં કીધું હું મોર થાવશું ત્યાં આગળ જો, ત્યાં ભૂત્યા વડલે ને ઓલી બેવસણીઓ બેઠી છે. તો મને કહેશે કોણ રમસાના? મેં કીધું કોણ રમસાના? હમણાં તારી કૌવી ત્યાં પૂગીશ ને એટલે હામી દેખાય જાય તઈ જોઈ લેજો.
ઓહો બોલો હજી તો મોઢું ભાડ્યું ત્યાં નામે પૂછવા માંડી ગયો મેં કીધું એલા આયા ઘર છે ઘર ગાંડી ઘર હવે બોલો છો ને તો ત્યાં જો ત્યાં બેઠી છે ને એ સર્યું ને આડી પડી છે ને એ રમઝાના ગયો આગળ અને જોઈને કે છે હે ત્યાં તો બે સિંહાણું છે ને હારે બસુડિયા છે મેં કીધું એટલે તો હું કહેતી હતી કે મને મોર થાવ દે ને તું વાહે રે પણ ના હાલ હવે પોણીઓ થઈ જમા એની પોહે પોહેથી જ નીકળી જવાનું છે આપણે તો મને કહેશે ક્યાંથી ઈ સિંહણ પાસેથી મેં કીધું કે લે બી ક્યાંથી હાલ એ ઉભો રહેજો એ બચોડિયા મારી ઝાંઝરીનો અવાજ સાંભળી ગયા છે હવે આ નવો અવાજ ક્યાંથી આવ્યો ને એ જો બચોડિયા આની કોરથી જરૂર આવશે જોજે હો તું બી તો નહીં ને મરી જાને તોય ભાગતો તો નહીં જ ભાઈગો તો ઘેર પૂગી રહ્યો સમજજે એ રમઝાના મારી માડી એ થોડ છે માં હો મારે તારા બચોડિયાને કાંઈ નથી કરવું રમઝાના સર્યું આ તો હું શું માં મને ડારો દ્યોસો ઈમાં તો બહારનો છે ઈ તો મહેમાન કહેવાય મહેમાનને ડારો દેવાય થાય છે હે એમાં ઈ ઊંચો નીચો થયો મેં એને કીધું એલા એ મૂંગો મર ને તો બે જણા મરી જાશું ને પછી હા જો બચોડિયા સાંજરી પાછળ ગયા હવે તમે બે માતાજી ધરપત રાખો ને પૂછડાના ઝંડા કરવા રહેવા દ્યો એલા એ આમ ફાટી ન પડાય બે જણીએ ઠાલા ઝંડા કર્યા આપણે ડારો દઈને આઘા રાખવા હવે બસોડિયાની પાસે છે ને એટલે અહીંયા નહીં આવે તારે મોર થાવું હોય તો હવે તું મોર થા હું વાહે છું તો જે ભાઈગો મેં કીધું એલા એ તાવ ચડી ગયો તો કડવું કાઢ્યા તું પી લેજો
आभार रूथ रोना सीखो यह कविता जीवन की वास्तविकताओं और भावनाओं के उन पहलुओं को उजागर करती है जिन्हें हम अक्सर नज़रअंदाज कर देते हैं। यह रचना हमें याद दिलाती है कि आंसू कोई कमज़ोरी नहीं बल्कि एक ताकत है जो दिल को हल्का करता है। हर बार हंसते रहना मुमकिन नहीं होता और रोने से इंसान का हौसला टूटता नहीं बल्कि उसे सुकून मिलता है। अब हम सबको राकेश तिवारी जी लिखित इस कविता से परिचय कराएंगी राही खारा।
अब तक तो तुमने जीतने के कई मंजर देख ही लिए होंगे। अब तक तो ऐसे कई मंजर को अपनी आंखों में भर ही लिया होगा। अब तक तो तुम्हारे अंदर के हुनरबाज ने ये जो तुम्हारा हुनर है वो दुनिया को दिखा ही दिया होगा। अब तक तो ज़माने ने तुम्हें फ़लसफ़ा बहुत सलीके से सिखा ही दिया होगा कि ज़िंदगी मैदान जंग है और इस मैदान जंग में दर्द को झेलना सीखे। और मर्दानगी तो वही है कि दर्द को झेलते झेलते हंसते खेलना सीखे। अब मैं कहूँगा कि ये ठीक है, लाजिम है, पर एक और चलान भी तो होना चाहिए। हम सबको अपनी आँखों में एक सपना सलोना चाहिए। पर जिंदगी तो वो धागा है जिसमें अश्कों की माला को, अश्कों के मोती को पिरोना चाहिए। लाजिम नहीं कि हर बार आप मुस्कुराते रहिए जनाब। जब दिल बहुत भर जाए तो दिल भर कर रोना चाहिए। और हर बार ये होना किस्मत के तारों का रूठना नहीं होता, हर बार ये होना हिम्मत का टूटना नहीं होता। शायद तुम्हें शहर की आबो हवा और भीड़ से दूर बस एक कोना चाहिए। कई दफ़ा सबसे अलग जाकर बेवजह बिना वजह बस रोना चाहिए। हम ये कैसे भूल गए कि रोने से आज का देखा गम कल सा लगने लगता है। हंसने से गम छुप जाता है लेकिन रोने से दिल हल्का हो जाता है। हम ये कैसे भूल गए कि वो हुनर है जो कुदरत ने हमें सिखाया है। हम इस दुनिया में आ गए हैं ये हमने रोकर ही तो बताया है। हाँ माना कि वो माँ थी जो तुम्हारी हर आवाज़ को छानती थी, पर तुम्हारी भूख को, तुम्हारे दर्द को, तुम्हारे रोने होने से ही तो पहचानती थी। और ये कई बार हुआ होगा, कभी किसी तोहफे की वजह से तो कभी किसी खिलौने की वजह से। कई किसी तोहफे की वजह से तो कभी किसी खिलौने की वजह से। सोचो स्कूल की कितनी छुट्टियां तुम्हें मिली होगी बस रोने की वजह से। हंसते हंसते रो देना और रोते रोते हंस देना, लगा कि जिंदगी का उसूल यही है। और इसलिए शायद हम उन दिनों को याद कर कर बोलते हैं, यार वो बचपन वाले दिन नहीं रहे। क्योंकि बड़े होने का मतलब हमें जाना, जोश जुनून और रवानी होती है। और हाँ, इस बीच रो देना कायरता की निशानी होती है। सच बताऊं तो उसका मानना भी बिल्कुल वैसा ही था। गौरव मेरे बचपन का दोस्त था, वो भी बिल्कुल ऐसा ही सोचता था, क्योंकि उसे बहुत पहले से बताया गया था, देखो तुम्हें जिंदगी के चैन और सुकून को खोना नहीं है, तुम इस विरासत के वारिस हो, तुम्हें अपनी दीदी की तरह हर रोज बेरोज रोना नहीं है। इसलिए शायद गौरव ने अपने अश्कों को अपने चश्मों के दायरे में लपेटना सीख लिया। गौरव ने बहुत कम उम्र से अपने अश्कों को लपेटना सीख लिया। रियासत से लेकर विरासत तक क्या था जो गौरव ने खोया नहीं, इतना कि जब वालिद का जनाजा उठा तब भी गौरव रोया नहीं। लेकिन जिंदगी के गमों के पिटारे को एक ना एक दिन तो लूटना ही था। कभी ना रोने वाला गौरव एक दिन सबको रोता छोड़ गया। आखिर कब तक हम जिंदगी की इस बात को जिंदगी की राह मानकर चलेंगे? कब तक हम रो देने को एक गुनाह मानकर चलेंगे? क्योंकि आज तक ऐसा कोई कवि नहीं जिसने जज्बातों से पिलाकर लिखी कोई कविता नहीं, जिसने अपने शब्दों को दिया आकार नहीं। तो मैं बस यही कहूँगा, हम अकेले कोई मंजर पा नहीं सकते, तो किसी को साथ लेकर चलना सीख ले। हम भी अपनी आंखों में एक सपना सलोना सजाना सीख ले। कामयाबी और मुस्कुराहट के मंजर हम और भी समझ जाएंगे अगर हम सब तबीयत से रोना सीख ले। अगर हम सब तबीयत से रोना सीख ले।
Dhanyavad Rahi. First introduced in the spring of 1940, the Joker has been one of the most prominent villains in the DC universe. The Joker is the prime nemesis of Batman, and he shows absurd, cunning, and unruly behavior and lives by his own rules. The monologue describes these characteristics of Joker and also talks about his frustration against society. This performance piece, composed by Nisarg Patel, is a tribute to the late actor Heath Ledger, whose portrayal of the Joker in the movie The Dark Knight redefined the character. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for the Joker's monologue.
Shut up! Shut up! Put your fingers on the keys again, and you won't find your fingers or keys ever again. They call me a villain, the madman, the monster, the agent of chaos. They look at me with fear, with hatred, with disgust. But have you ever wondered, my dear friends, who the real villains are? You see, it is pretty easy to name me a villain, isn't it? To blame everything on the scapegoat. But when you become the scapegoat, who is the real villain now? Is it you? Is it me? Is it your lovely, beloved Batman? Ah, look at you appalled faces, so well lit with fear and disbelief. I love this fear in you. Now, to paint a face like mine as the epitome of evil, to point your fingers and say, there's the problem. It It allows you to sleep at night, doesn't it? To tuck yourselves into bed with a false sense of security. We are the good ones. You say to yourselves, we are better than him. But are you? Oh, goody Christian boy. Have you been good this year? Have you not sinned this year? Have you been better than me? Peel back the layers of your society, your so-called civilization. And what do you find? Greed, corruption, deceit. The powerful controlling the weak. The rich getting richer while the poor are left to rot. Wars waged for profit. Lies spun to control the masses. Children left to starve while food is being thrown out. But yet, here I am, the villain. The clown prince of chaos. Because I refuse to wear the mask of hypocrisy that you all so gladly don. Because I expose the madness that lies beneath the surface of your perfect little worlds. Ah, where's my gun? Here it is. Ooh, found it. It takes a bit of time, you know. I'm a camera shy man. Laugh. Well, what if I put a gun to your head? Will you live or will you die? Let me find out. It was just a hoax. Just like your so-called lives. You know, so go ahead. Call me a villain, if you must. Label me as the embodiment of evil. But know this, the real villain, the true monster, is staring right back at you from the mirror every single day. And no man of mask or hero worship will ever change that. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. I'll be back.
This night has truly been the definition of an exhilarating exploration, and as all good things do, it has come to an end. The performance poetry night has been an immaculately invigorating culmination of academics and artistry. We express our heartfelt gratitude to the TGES Sound and Lighting team, students Shashwat Sanghvi and Drupad Gadvi for live music and lighting, and all the volunteers and teachers for believing in us and giving us their untiring support. We request all the participants and volunteers to come up on stage. Let us welcome them with a huge round of applause.
Compeers, you can also join them, please. Go in front, make 2 lines. Yes, please, thank you. થિયેટરમાં એક કહેવત છે that no matter what happens, the show must go on. And today we were a little worried whether the show would go on or not because of the weather. But what was most heartening is that when I went inside and asked the students that, you know, we may not have much of an audience, what do we do? Immediately, without hesitation, they're like, we are going ahead, whether there is an audience or not. And that is the true spirit of this show that we call the performance poetry, that it's basically a labor of love. We do it because we enjoy it, and that's what makes it so special. So thank you all for coming here in spite of the weather. Participants, you can give yourself a very big cheer. This was a fantastic show. Wonderful job done. Now, let's please get ready for the national anthem. Assembly, Saudhan.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय है
भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा
द्राविड उत्कल बंगा
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे
तब शुभ आशीष मागे
गाये तब जय गाथा
जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे
भारत भाग्य विधाता
जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Assembly, Vishram. Before you depart, just a quick announcement. Grade 11 and 12 is having a busy 2 weeks. We have a lot of performances coming up. Day after tomorrow, we have something called the Shakespeare Trophy, where they're going to perform pieces of from Shakespeare. If you can come for that, that will be great. And on 25th, we have another show, a different show of the Performance Poetry Night. So we hope to see you, some of you at least, here on those 2 days. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Teachers, please come and join the participants on stage. Let's have a group photograph with everyone.